All right, and now it's time for the garden bed or the raised garden bed work day. So this is what it looks like now. This is pretty much what it looked like in the last update. A couple of things I've used there on the gravel since then. But I'll show you the before. This is before, and I'll show you the after. But before today, this is what it looked like at the beginning, a flood damaged mess. And then after that, it came to look like this after quite a bit of work. And then after that, we came to where we left off last time, or in the last update. And that was this. Okay, and here is the raised garden bed area after a work day. It is now ready to start planting in. Now there's still some cosmetic things that we want to do because it's right in our backyard, like 20 feet from our back door roughly. And there's some of the materials that I took out of the beds. They need to find another resting place, but that's what it is for now. So there you go. Next time you see this area, there should be some things planted. The whole area may not be planted, but some of it should be. We'll move on to the forest garden. And as a reminder, this was what the forest garden looked like before things started getting green. And then a little bit later, this is what it looked like, starting to green up somewhat. And here is our forest garden, and it is starting to turn green in here. Getting ready for a work day in here. And right here, it's the two newest residents. That is, the one in the red bucket is an olive tree, and the one in the yellow bucket is a lemon tree. And of course they won't be planted here, but they will in a few days go in a bigger container for each of them, and we'll have to take them inside in the wintertime. But we'll see how they go, or how it goes for them. Maybe we'll get a few lemons and or olives someday, but it'll be fun. There is the now famous Tommy, the tomato. And yes, he's in a forest garden, which isn't the typical place for a tomato, but he is on the south and the west, the south side and the west end. So we think he'll do okay here, but we'll see as the season goes. And so there is the forest garden after an afternoon of work. Just a quick view, or a quick tour. The main event, I guess you could say, is the black walnut tree. And there's a couple of other black walnut trees there, which I will incorporate into the mulch soon. Some of the things that are in here, these are raspberries. And I planted 3 of these last summer, I think it was, maybe last spring. And I'm not sure, but there's probably 70 or so little ones that have sprouted that I can now transplant here just any time. Hazelnuts, hazelnut bush. Don't know how well they will actually do being close to a walnut tree. We'll find out. Those are some violets. Some I pulled up and some that I left. Not sure. Parsley. Mrs. Chef Pepper has various herbs in here too. There is a little, I believe that's a sugar maple. It's a maple of some kind. I think it's sugar maple. Kale that's in its 2nd year. And as you can see, it's bolted, but we're going to leave it here to go to seed and try to gather kale seed for the first time this year. Those are, that is a wood sorrel. I'm not sure the exact kind, but they're edible. They're volunteers, but I left them here. Those are some kind of briars or brambles. I'm not sure, I can't remember. I put them here last fall so I could transplant them this spring, and now it's time. There's another little maple tree. Those are elderberries. They were two very small plants, like about, I don't know, 7-8 inches tall. A friend of ours gave them to us, and they didn't die out over the last winter, being here in this mulch, and they really took off really early this spring. Some Jerusalem artichokes that I got to transplant, because this is not where I want them, but I just put them here to last fall so I could transplant them. And let's see, what else do we have? A couple little mulberry trees that I'll transplant soon. I can't remember what those are, but they're some kind of berries. Comfrey, getting really large. More Jerusalem artichokes. I got different kinds, and I don't remember which kind is where without looking at my little map. I believe those are also Jerusalem artichokes. These are wild, I'm not sure if they're onions or garlic. They're one or the other. We have both here. I won't know until I pull them up. Some of you may be able to recognize it from the stem. I can't. I'll have to learn that. But we'll use those. The famous Tommy the tomato, blueberry, another blueberry. I don't know how well they'll do here, but we'll find out. Another hazelnut bush, another larger hazelnut bush, comfrey, another volunteer wild onion or garlic, I'm not sure which it is. That's a blueberry. It's a container. It's, I guess, bred for a container, so it's in a container. So as you can see, most of this stuff here is a long-term project, but once it starts producing food, it will produce year after year. And this area is intended to expand. So that finishes our garden updates, our survival garden updates for this time. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you the next time.